Two people in high office are now claiming that they're being treated unfairly because they should have a right to privacy. James Cleverly says that his comments about his wife were at a private party. It's a private party at number 10. There is no privacy at number 10. He is only Home Secretary because he is doing a public job. He has a public role. He has public responsibility. There is no room for his ridiculous comments. He's now made three. I think three is too many. Baroness Mone, Money, I don't know. I've given up trying to work out how to pronounce her name. It's better if it's erased as soon as possible. But she's now claiming that her bank accounts have been frozen, including, and ha ha ha, goes Nigel Farage in the corner, including her bank account at Coutts. A bank account. She clearly has enough money to justify having a bank account at Coutts. So Coutts is quite happy to have clients, customers, who are accused of embezzlement or theft or pocketing public money, but they're not happy to have people who are hard-working. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that Nigel Farage is the hard-working type, though he does put in the hours, doesn't he? I mean, whether you like him or whether you don't like him, I don't. He certainly works very hard, and he's there at all hours on GB News. He is the throbbing heart of GB News, particularly now that Dan Wootton has been excised, removed, evacuated, expunged. And so Nigel Farage is it, isn't it? And he's worked his backside off to get where he is, learning his little routines. And as long as everything can be attached to Brexit, he's on very sound ground. And I applaud his blowing the whistle about Coutts and about banking. I absolutely applaud it. But you know the banking freeze on Baroness Mone. Apparently, this was ordered 12 months ago. To prevent Baroness Mone from laundering her cash, moving her cash. I don't really know what money laundering is, and I'm sure Baroness Mone hasn't a thought of money laundering. Cleaning swimwear and underwear is one thing that I understand in terms of laundering money. I've never fully understood it. I'd love it somebody could explain fully what money laundering is. Because I hope Baroness Mone has not been money laundering, but that I suspect is what Coutts and the National Crime Agency are concerned about, rather than the idea that she should be some sort of alternative to the king of cocaine, Escobar, who amassed a huge fortune of £30 billion before he was shot dead in 1993. And much of the money never made its way into the public domain. And Michelle Mone has apparently had very limited access to banking over the last year, which no doubt explains why she's put her house on the market in the Isle of Man, and why she's put her house in the market in Belgrade and Belgravia. Sorry, not Belgrade. How foolish. Yes, she's being investigated along with her husband Doug Barrowman in relation to the conspiracy to defraud, to commit fraud by false representation, to bribe, after the PPE MedPro scandal involving two government contracts, which ended up costing the country, costing us $203 million, and out of this they pocketed $60 million, and the rest is all sitting pointlessly in a warehouse in Daventry just down the road. Face masks and medical gowns via the VIP lane, neither of which were used after a quality inspection proved that they were unusable, that they were useless. And initially, Baroness Mone claimed that she had no involvement in the company, and she failed to declare any link in the House of Lords register of interest. This has now been proven to be false, and she says, well, she lied to the media. Actually, she also lied to her solicitor. Or the solicitor was complicit in that lie. And so I think there's a much bigger issue than just simply telling fibs to the public. She's also put on record things which are demonstrably untrue. She says, well, what she's done is not a crime. I think there will be some people who will beg to differ. And Michael Gove has apparently passed on everything to the NCA and hopes that the NCA will reach its conclusion quickly and that justice can be served if the people cannot be served and if the people could not benefit from the PPE that was there to help save lives during COVID. There were plenty of PPE manufacturers during the COVID crisis who were overlooked, real PPE manufacturers who were overlooked in favour of these mad individuals on the VIP register. Why were real companies with real machines and factories overlooked and sidelined in favour of these twits who had links with the government? This is called it's backsheesh, it's corruption. In any other country, it wouldn't just be Baroness Mone who would be singled out as corrupt. It would be the entire chain of command up to Matt Hancock and beyond. Michael Gove is fingered. Matt Hancock is fingered. And not, I think, for the first time. And, of course, Baroness Mone has been fingered for a while. And, all this fingering needs to stop. We need to call these people out, and we need to have them up in a court and answering questions with some honesty, not some silly inquiry. It needs to be a proper court. I think the time has come for a criminal investigation, and to scapegoat one individual at the end of that chain is, I agree with Baroness Mone, unfair. The entire chain needs to go.